retard, retard, retard.
Welcome back. This time to Munich. Now I've almost got everything set. Something that's missing.
Parking brake or chocks.
Oh, come on. Be quiet.
Set.
No! Let's shut him up. Right, so FENIX, joystick, FENIX, all good. And there we go. So a busy airport here. Right. Beautiful Munich airport. I think we'll go with live weather, real time. How about that? Hey, Christian, moin. Yeah, Christian, we'll have a look. We'll check that out in a minute. Ugh, Quebec Sierra. Oh, God. Is that Quebec Sierra? Ugh. Alrighty. Here we are. Let's switch that on. That off. We shall do a quick preparation. We're not going to go through all the GSX shenanigans. We're just going to go in it and load everything up. Flight plan. Oh, I need to file the flight plan. That's a bit too loud from FS Realistic. There we go. Let's dial that down a bit. So this time the uplink works. About 57 minutes flight time. And we'll go to init request here as well. So let's do that. And not so FS Realistic. I know, right? Lol. Radio, let's go. File the flight plan on VATSIM. Level 320 Hanover is our alternate airport. Although I'll tell you what we can do. We can do the boarding with the GSX, right? So we'll go here. Request boarding.
Boarding requested.
So we'll go and my flight. Here we go. Top.
Do you want to board crew? Pilots boarding starting.
So, let's do load the aircraft and let's do real. That is fine. Haley, oh Haley, or Alien, it's an Alienware PC. Sorry, no, Alienware PC. Saw UVR video. By the way, have you tried DCS? Yes. So I'm not sure. Did I comment on that in the video at all? Because literally up to now, still very loud. Up to now, I've with the 2080 Ti, I've only been able to use it in DCS. And so now with the 4090, it's literally the first time I kind of got intrigued and thought, well, I might as well try it out again here in Microsoft Flight Sim with the FENIX, see if it's if it's flyable. And I was actually surprised on how well it actually ran. And that's really what prompted me to do that video.
Crew boarding starting.
Right, Costinex. Let's check that on our... Hello? EFB. It's hard to describe to someone who's never tried VR what VR is like. So if you've been, using flight sims in a, with your PC at home with a, just a flat monitor screen, and then suddenly experiencing VR, it is something truly, truly impressive to witness. Now, even though the visuals are still not quite there yet, it's still a very impressive experience. Bremen has 050 in 5 knots, 6 kilometers, broken 500, 5 degrees, bit murky weather really. Expected some light drizzles from time to time, but no snow. Hanover, pretty much same weather, but no threats, and Munich is looking all right. Cost index is 18.
Your crew has boarded. Passengers boarding starting.
Thank you. 320, and the temperature up there is Yoda, nice to see you back. And Hendrik, safe. Okay. Minus 57. And here we've got 1 degrees. So we are expecting a zero fuel weight of 57.9. And the fuel is 4.8. Yeah, cool. For our alternate airport, Hanover, we need 800 kilograms of fuel. 0.8. And so, yeah, we expect about 800 kilograms, 7 kilograms extra fuel. Let's request the wind data.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you? I'm doing good.
Oh god, he's back.
Hey, thank you.
That is quite cool. And like,
How are you?
yeah, X-Plane 11 and then X-Plane 12, I will have to do some more testing. I've not really embarked on that yet.
Morning.
I'm just eating some pita bread with guacamole. Oh. So good. Also, what I've bought, it finally arrived after months, is that sleeve for the flight stick.
Hello.
So that finally arrived. Look at that. We're getting there. No, actually, MCK, actually, you can. Yeah, so I see them coming down the escalator. Normally there's a little escalator there. Well, maybe not there, but... although this side, I'm not 100% sure. On the other side, yes. Before we do any guessing, let's get the clearance. Let's get pre-departure clearance. So we've got ATIS information. Let's check that real quickly. So let's do it here. Might as well use it while we have it. Yeah, I know. X-Plane 12, I feel the same way. It is just still pretty bad. I don't know what happened there with the you know, the performance. Right, let's have a look here for the ATIS. Information X-ray current. Actually, on the ATIS itself, or the VATSIM, it's Yankee. Always takes a while until it updates here in written form, so we'll take Yankee. Put that in there. The gate number is 250. And the station is Munich. Servus. Let's send that.
Hello. Thank you.
How are you?
Now for Bremen, I know it's going to be the Zulu ILS-09. And let's have a look for the charts.
I'm right next to her. Thank you.
So it should be Southern Transition. I'm not sure why it gave me that arrival route. It should be Vera. Yeah, so Vera arrival. Actually, I can do that here. Here, I can do that in the EFB. Yeah, exactly. So I think that's the way to do it. Let me just check the charts themselves. So Bremen. So here's the 09 transitions. So you have the 09 Bravo transition. The Alpha would be to the north, but normally get the southern transition. It's quite funny to see that kind of transition system in Bremen, where you don't really have much to do anyways. Yeah, so Vera, so definitely it's just going to be the transition, yeah. Alright, so we've got clearance. No, not yet. Close. And there we got the clearance. We cleared Bremen, 08 left, input 3 Quebec, and Squawk 1000. Wilco, send. Page 2 as well. And next ring speed 121.7. So there we go, and that's going to be the Verit 09 Bravo transition. So departure 8 left. Input 3 Quebec. That brings us to input, then onto the flight planned route, all the way to Verit, and then we'll from there we'll go straight on to the arrival routing. Perfect. No discos. Everything's fine. Hey Moritz, oh, you had surgery. I hope nothing too bad, and I wish you a very speedy recovery.
Refueling truck is on its way.
No, I don't need refueling. Go away.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
We've already got the fuel. So yeah, we can get rid of that. We don't need that. Just a transition chart is fine. Let's call up the ground charts, parking, coordinates, airport, and the infos. So that's all we need for there. Here we can go again, ground charts. Munich also not just has an airport chart, they actually have a taxi chart, which is quite nice. So I suggest you put that up as well. Right, so clearance received, clearance confirmed, so that process is completed. 1217 later once we're ready for start. Not that I know of, MCK, but you know, I'm not very good in these things. Trying to remember, or you know, remembering if there was anything So is that fuel truck really coming? Coming or not? I hope not. Good. A couple more things to do in the MCDU. So we've got init A page filled out. We've got an init B page filled out. And that is all set. Then we've got the flight plan page figured out. The RATNAV. We don't really need anything since it's an RNAV departure. But I think I'm going to put Munich North. So departure was the input 3 Quebec. There it is. 5,000 transition, RNAV RP1 required, GPS updating required. So these are kind of things, notes that are very important. So if you've got no GPS on board for whatever reason, then you wouldn't be able to fly this, and you would have to tell ATC.
Fuel truck is in position.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Hey, forward, good indeed. So we're going 8 left, 080 track, Delta Mike 070, or 1900 feet, whichever is later. So both of these restrictions have to be adhered to, and then turn left direct, Delta Mike is 076, and then 065, max to 50 until there. That's very important. Even if you're above level 100, let's say you're crossing level 100 on your way to that waypoint, you still have to maintain 250 knots until you pass that waypoint, or ATC says free speed. Cool. Alrighty, so 70 it is, Squawk 1000. That is set, that's above, fantastic, cool. Alrighty. Anything else? So RATNAV, Delta Mike November we said. Put that in there. Rest I'll leave open. And while we're here, just going to do the secondary flight plan here real quickly. Do a quick return, Munich, arrival, ILS direct left, no star and no via. And here we'll have the engine out procedure. So we're going to do NADP 2, and the engine acceleration is in 3,000 feet, straight ahead to 25 miles. So fix info. All good, and then we will calculate the performance. Is it on YouTube, Blanche? Yeah, that's true. Cityline doesn't count for me now. I don't know what kind of things they do. Performance. Hold on. Performance. So, is there any way I can finish everything through here? Let's do that. So what time is it? It is 19. Should be on real time, right? 2019, yeah. So let's put this to 2020 update. Right. Let's try that now. Performance. No, so Blanche, the problem is if I download that stuff while I'm streaming, my upload rate quite often breaks down. So if it were on YouTube or something, that would be alright, but I can't do it during the stream. I'm sorry. Maybe next time then. How come that didn't sync up with the time there? 21. Let's do 22. That's weird. Hold on. What? It even says updates. Oh, load aircraft. It's oh no, it's still, oh god. Let's reset everything. Re-import via SimBrief. Let's have a look. There we go, mass and balance, load aircraft, instant. There we go. Now we've got everything. Perfect. Fine, load sheet is here, 8 left. The weather, so we'll do +2 degrees and 1020. 08, there's intersection takeoff available, and that is going to be alpha. What is that? Alpha 4. So we'll check alpha 4. Hey, Plane Digger, how are you doing? Alpha 4 it is. Some of the entries. Oh, that's fine. And alpha 4, there we go, and let's calculate that. So 62.4 and 2.5. So 1 up 0.1. So 1 up 0.1. 1200 meters shift. And the flex temperature is 66. Uh, 135, 135. Yeah, MCK. Yeah, so RS, be aware that for Bremen Airport, and probably you are aware of that, there is already a scenery out, a payware from BMW, Beautiful Models of the World. And I have that already, but I thought I want to go have a look at FSDG as well. So we'll have a good comparison. And yeah, I'll show the scenery after landing. So let's do a final load sheet. Why is that still preliminary? Are you kidding me? Resend the load sheet. It should be finished. There we go. So that's the final figures. We'll go with 57.8. Fantastic. The trim, or CG I should say, it's 29.5. And the MAC for takeoff 28.2. Yeah, up 0.1 sounds about right. And we are good to go. Are you ready for the departure brief?
Go ahead.
We're departing 08 left on the input 3 Quebec departure. First clearance is level 70. The MSA 3,700 feet, extra fuel 700 kilograms. Taxi out, pretty much standard. I don't see any hotspots. No hotspots, so we're going to go very likely November 4, November, and we'll ask for Alpha 4. If we don't get that, we'll go Alpha 3 or Alpha 2, whatever we get for the clearance. Engine out, straight ahead, 080, track to 25 miles to hold. Acceleration will be in 3,000 feet. And once the engine is secured, we'll go climb up to 4,000 at minimum, and then 3,700. Or contour layer, whichever is safe, will take the radar vectors back to 08 left here in Munich. RTO is no factor until V1, stop margin is plenty. Threats. Anybody see any threats? I think we're good. Cockpit preparation checklist.
Gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Fuel quantity.
4,800 kilograms balanced.
Seat belts.
On.
ADRs.
Enough.
Baro ref.
QNH 1021 set.
1, 0, 2, 1, set. Cockpit preparation checklist completed.
Alrighty, let's get the ground pad, everything disconnected. And then it was 1 to 1.7. Guten Abend München, die Lufthansa 4243 stand 250.
München ground, Oscar Echo Foxtrot Lima Whiskey radio check.
Lol.
Oscar Echo
I need to
Foxtrot
set the push to
Lima
talk
Whiskey,
again.
München FM, good evening, CG5.
Oscar Echo Foxtrot Lima Whiskey requesting IFR clearance to Vienna.
Oscar Lima Whiskey, information Yankee, startup approved, cleared to Vienna, Kirby to Echo, flight plan route, climb by set flight level 70, walk 1 fast.
Oscar Lima Whiskey did not copy the initial altitude.
Oscar Lima Whiskey, climb by set flight level 70.
Oscar Lima Whiskey, startup approved, Kirby to Echo departure, initial 70 and squawk 1000.
Oscar Lima Whiskey, read back correct.
München ground, guten Abend, die Lufthansa 4243 stand 250, request start.
Lufthansa 4243, push and start approved, facing north.
Push and start approved, facing north, Dankeschön, die 4243.
April, schönen Abend, Legend 5, Mike Alpha, approaching 06. 06.
Legend 5, Mike Alpha, München April, good evening. Taxi to stand 185 via Charlie 5, Whiskey 1.
Charlie 5, Whiskey 1, 185, Legend 5, Mike Alpha.
Delta Charlie 0, Alpha Golf 02. Connect 421 requesting pushback.
Yeah, first Delta Alpha Golf, contact München Tower 120.5, bye-bye.
120.5, Delta Alpha Golf, bye-bye.
Connect 421, pushback approved, facing east.
Pushback approved, facing east, connect 421.
Hey Fly Lilo, thank you for the raid. Welcome everyone, and a big shout out to the raiders and to Fly Lilo. Thank you so much.
München April, Nitaro 2312, request pushback.
Departure checks
Nitaro 2312, pushback approved, facing
Before start checklist.
Parking brake.
Pushback approved,
Set.
facing south.
Take your speeds and
and
thrust.
V1 131, VR 135, V2 135, flex 66.
V1135, VR131, V2135, flex temp 66 degrees. Windows closed.
Victor, ready for taxi now.
Beacon on. Before start checklist completed.
Victor, Roger, taxi to entry November 3.
I know, right? I thought the same. I was like, will you finish, or let me finish my sentence, please? Crying out
Echo 3
loud.
Orange, Delta 6, Whiskey 2 to entry November 3, Lufthansa 2,
Oh,
Victor.
it's got pre-made, so it's going to be... He didn't say a color, did he?
Information Yankee, position 214,
Oh, no.
to Frankfurt.
Lufthansa 3, Echo Echo, München, Apron, Servus, information Yankee, startup approved, cleared Frankfurt.
Ah.
Give me 6 Quebec.
Well, it's going to be
Flight
Oscar
code.
2 facing
Flight
north.
Basset, flight level 70.
That's really cool, those pre-made pushbacks. That's really nice.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Correct 421, ready for taxi.
Connect 421, taxi to entry Sierra 1 via Romeo.
Engine 2 start.
Taxiing to entry Sierra 1
Starting
via
engine
Romeo,
2.
connect 421.
Connect 421,
Okay.
contact München Tower 120.5, bye bye.
120.5, correct 421, ciao ciao.
You did Sevilla to Marrakesh. Nice. Beautiful.
Lufthansa 224 is ready for push and start.
Let's call say again, please.
Lufthansa 224 is ready for push and start.
Lufthansa 224, push and start approved, facing north.
Push and start approved, facing north, Lufthansa 224.
Yeah, normally, well, but that's standard pushback, I would say, here in Munich. It's not a color, it's Oscar 2, Center 2.
April, Legend 5 Mike Alpha.
So I don't think they have to say something. Let me try to remember that in Munich. No, they just say push-proof face north, so it's obviously the first taxi line.
München Apron, good evening, go ahead.
Yes, you can. I
Legend
just
5
saw
Mike
some
Alpha, just scenery alignment issue. Does it look
starting engine 1
for on your map?
Okay.
As it's exactly on the Whiskey 1 now?
Wow, that's perfect.
Legend 5 Mike Alpha,
GG.
You are on Whiskey 1.
Yes, and exactly centered on the green or on the center line?
Yeah, exactly on the yellow line.
Yeah, MCK.
Thank you so much.
I would say exactly the same.
Lufthansa 2, Juliet Victor, contact München Tower 118.
It gave me everything, Captain Evidian. It gave me
187.
Oscar, Center, Whiskey to the north, and so yeah, north or south. It was all there.
As this information is for your benefit, we ask you to watch and
München Apron, Itarro 212, request taxi.
safety card in your seat.
Itarro 2312, taxi to entry Sierra 7 via Echo 2, Delta 4.
It also shows the bracing position.
Taxi to entry Sierra 7 via Echo 2 and Delta 4, Itarro 2
On the main deck, there are 2 exits at the rear of the first car's cabin and 2 at the front and rear of each other cabin. On the upper deck, there is an emergency exit on each side.
Flight control check.
Cabin.
Ready. Full up.
In the unlikely event of having to use the
Full
escape
down.
slide,
Neutral.
leave all hand baggage
Full
behind
left.
and remove
Full
high-heeled
right.
shoes as they may tear the
Neutral.
slide.
Rudder. Full left.
Please now ensure that your table is folded
Full
away,
right.
your seat
Neutral.
back is upright with the armrest down and your seat belt fastened.
And correct for
The seat belt is fastened
Certificate.
and adjusted like
Roy, I think I did, yeah.
and unfastened like this.
München Apron, Navigator 2 Alpha, there was entry north.
You must go back to your seat
Navigator
and
27
fasten
Alpha,
your
München
seatbelt
Apron,
securely.
Servus, taxi to
Your own
stand
comfort and
182
safety,
via
we
Charlie 1,
recommend you
Whiskey
keep
1.
your seatbelt fastened at all times and visible to avoid being disturbed in flight.
Stand 182 via Charlie 1 Whiskey 1.
If the cabin air supplies fail, Oxygen will be provided.
After start checklist. Anti-ice. Off. ECAM status. Checked.
Pitch trim.
302 Alpha via
28%.
Rudder trim.
0. Oh, neutral.
After start checklist.
302 Alpha via Echo 2 Delta
Say
6
neutral.
Echo 3 Lufthansa next.
Right, that is good. How are the sounds? Anything too loud or too quiet? Lufthansa 4243 request taxi.
Lufthansa 4243, swing over on a Whiskey 2, then taxi to entry November 3 via Whiskey 2.
We'll swing over Whiskey 2 and then via Whiskey 2, hold entry November 3, Lufthansa 4243.
There is a whistle here for attracting attention. Do not inflate
We are clear on the left.
until you are outside the aircraft.
Clear left side.
We will supply life
Clear
jackets
right
for
side.
babies and life jackets for infants.
Guitarro 2312, contact Munich.
Well, maybe not quite.
May we remind you
Tower 120.5, Guitarro 312, ciao.
and word processing equipment may interfere with the aircraft systems.
Alright, let's go.
And must be switched off during takeoff and landing. Portable telephones must be switched off while the aircraft engines are running. As this is a no smoking service, the no smoking
Is that
sign
a
will remain
787?
on for the duration of the
It
flight.
is.
Smoking is not permitted at any time whilst on board.
LOL.
Questions, please ask one of the crew. Thank you.
Papa Charlie.
Lufthansa 224 is ready for taxi.
Lufthansa 224, taxi to entry November 3
I know.
via Whiskey
It's just arrived in Frankfurt.
Taxi and hold
The
November
Papa Delta
3
has
via
arrived, yeah.
Whiskey 2, Lufthansa 224.
LOL. Brake check.
Pressure 0.
It's I tell you what, flight simming is getting scary. It's just getting too real.
Lufthansa for Tango Tango, good evening, position 116, request push and start. We have received departure clearance
Come on,
via
move.
EDDW.
Lufthansa 4 Tango Tango, München Airline, good evening, push and start approved, facing south, orange line.
Push and start approved, facing south, orange line, Lufthansa for Tango Tango.
Lufthansa 2, correction, Lufthansa 4243, contact München Tower 118 7, ciao, good Flug.
18.7, Dankeschön, schönen Abend, die 4243. Servus München Tower, die Lufthansa 4243, November 3.
1217, Shell von Follow Mike, Dankeschön, Abend, ciao, ciao.
München Tower, guten Abend, die Lufthansa 4243, November 3. I know, he's following me.
4243, Tower, hello, taxi to holding point, runway 08 left, via November and Alpha 3.
November, holding point Alpha 3, 08 left, Lufthansa 4243. So I'm not going to bother him already with the question or telling him we would be able Alpha 4.
Right left, clear land, Lufthansa 1 Echo.
So I'm going to check the amount of traffic on final.
3 knots, runway 08 right, clear to land.
And then also, you know, how many aircraft are waiting for departure.
2 Juliet Victor, contact radar 123.9, ciao. 123.9, vielen Dank für den Service.
Basti, that was you.
Victor.
Yeah, I know. Again, but the livery or the shown model matching, so cool. That looked really good.
Yankee Tower, hello, number 2.
That moon. Very nice. Okay, so everything's ready. Taxi checklist.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Checked.
Flap setting. Config 1 plus F.
Config 1 plus F. Radar and predictive wind shear system.
On and auto.
Engine mode selector. Normal.
Newfoundland down, good
Memo.
evening.
Take off, no
for holding short of November.
Taxi checklist completed.
Lufthansa 224
Thank you.
Tower, hello, taxi to holding point,
Right.
runway 08 left via November and Alpha 3.
I don't know how
Taxi
far
and
away
Volvo
it
to
is.
08 left via November
So
and
normally
Alpha
when I
3,
see
Lufthansa
that,
224.
I'll switch on the TCAS, trying to estimate if the gap is big enough, but from looking at that picture, I would say it's not. So by the time we reach the holding point, we're not going to get TAFE clearance. So we might as well go full length here, or Alpha 3. Hey Jesus, how you doing?
Eurowings 3 Julia Tango, taxi to entry Sierra 6 via Bravo 10 and Sierra.
Taxi entry Sierra 6.
So shift's going to be 200, the rest is going to be the same.
Welcome aboard the Captain
Connect
Black
421
Box,
with
Channel
020 degrees, 3 knots, runway
Can new
08 right, clear
subscribers
for
please
takeoff.
make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary
So
drinks,
shift is
snacks,
adjusted.
and
Hey, Brennan.
Takeoff, connect
items
421.
are served. Thank you.
Hi Captain Black Box and friends, 65 nice months now. Looking forward to a Norway flight later.
Alpha 5 to November
Yes, Brent,
4,
thank you, me too.
121.7.
Flight time is about 1 hour. It's going to, as you know, we usually run late. I'm sorry for that. I will expedite as fast as I can.
Lufthansa 2 Mike Yankee, wind 020 degrees, 3 knots,
So next to the
runway
right
08
Alpha
left,
3.
clear to land.
08 left, clear to land, Lufthansa kick.
No, I rarely do single engine taxi. The only regions or airports in Europe, right there's Alpha 3, where that makes sense is maybe London.
775, ciao.
Contact Apron 1177.
Hey Voyager, yeah.
775 Eurowings 3 good.
I know, right? Long love story. Yeah, London.
4243 behind next landing, Lufthansa A319, 1.5 miles out, line up, runway 08 left behind.
Oh, taxi in, yes. So sorry, taxi in is not in Munich, no, because you literally that was for us. You literally.
Lufthansa 4243 behind next landing, A319, line up, runway 08 left behind.
Lufthansa 4243 behind next landing, A319, short final, line up 08 left and wait behind. So
421, contact radar 127.955.
yeah, here in Munich, taxi times are just not long enough for that.
128.955.
Because you have a 3-minute cooldown on taxiing,
Frequency is 127.955.
and at that time you're mostly at the gate already.
127.970, connect 41.
Fast 127.950.
127.950, sorry, connect 41.
Alles gut, schönen Abend.
The lighting. Right, so A319.
Itaro 2312, wind 020 degrees, 3 knots, runway 08 right, cleared for takeoff.
Cabin crew, be seated for takeoff.
Right, Itaro 2312.
Lineup check.
Takeoff runway.
08 left, confirmed.
Takeoff runway, confirm. Approach path, clear of traffic. Cabin crew, be seated for takeoff.
Oh, he does that? Lol. Set and checked.
Runway 8 left, confirmed. TCAS,
TARA.
PAX 1 and 2. Off. Lineup checklist completed.
Lufthansa 2 Mike Yankee, taxi entry November 4 via November.
Entry November 4 via November, Lufthansa 2 kick.
Lufthansa 4243, wind 020 degrees, 3 knots, runway 08 left, cleared for takeoff.
08 left, clear takeoff, Lufthansa 4243. Ready?
Ready.
Takeoff.
Check.
Lufthansa 224, line up, runway 08 left.
Line up right, runway 08 left, Lufthansa
On flag
224.
66 SAS runway out of thrust blue.
Checked. Thrust set.
$100 knots. Checked.
Rotate. B1.
What? go. Gear up.
Lufthansa 2 Mike Yankee, contact apron 121.
Did I mess up the Did I mess up the speeds in the app here? Lol.
Itero 2312, contact radar 127.950. Bye bye.
127.950, Itero 212, bye bye.
Now that's how pros.
Wind 020 degrees, 3 knots, runway 08
First climb,
left,
climb,
clear
up
for
blue,
takeoff.
auto thrust.
Clear for takeoff, runway 08 left, Lufthansa 224.
I need to check, Brenold. The problem was a lot of those voices were pretty robotic. Oh, parallel departures, look at that. Nice. Love it.
Munich Tower, good evening. Lufthansa 4 Tango Tango, Sierra 5.
Lufthansa 4 Tango Tango, Tower, hello, taxi to holding point runway 08 right via Sierra and Bravo 3.
To holding point 08 right via Sierra and Bravo 3, Lufthansa 4 Tango Tango.
Lufthansa 4243, contact radar 123.9 Charlie.
23.9 Charlie, Lufthansa 4243. Yeah, just like in real life, you have to wait until you get sent over to the next one.
Can you repeat?
Climb 2064, fly
Flap 0.
heading 140,
Speed checked.
descend flight level 8.
Flaps 0. My first officer is sleeping.
Heading 140 and descending
Didn't
to
switch
flight
on the
level
packs.
80,
Test, test, test. I have a word with him after landing, yeah. Set standard. Standard set. Go. Set standard. München Abend, Lufthansa 4243, passing 54, climbing 70.
Lufthansa 4243, München radar, Cirrus identified, climb via SIT, flight level 100.
Via SIT, climb level 100, Lufthansa 4243.
Climb 2064, descend 6,000 feet, QNH 1021, expect right left.
KLM
Set standard.
2064, QNH 1021 and flight level
Standard set.
descend to 6,000 feet.
Why doesn't it work anymore?
Expect runway 8 right.
Well, it's still very
KLM
bugged.
2064.
Blimey.
Yeah, if you prefer it right, you can get that as well. I planned you for 08 left.
08 left is fine as well for us, KLM 2064.
KLM 2064, roger, so expect 08 left.
Confirm. Runway 08 left, KLM 2064.
Too busy to tell.
Lufthansa 224 is with you at 4,000 feet.
Lufthansa 224, München radar identified, low, climb via SIT, flight level 90.
Flight level 90 via
Just
SIT.
to restart that again. Right, outstar.
Lufthansa 4243, expect higher in about 8 miles.
4243, copied. Yeah, so that's because of that traffic there.
09er, descent, flight level 110.
He's 1,000 feet above us.
Descending 110, KLM 09.
Itero 2312, contact radar 134, decimal 150. Tschüss.
134, decimal, second frequency.
Itero 2312, contact 134, 150.
134, decimal 150, Itero 212, bye.
KLM 2064, speed 240 knots or greater.
Speed 240 not so great, KLM 2064.
Well, his altimeter's wrong, isn't it?
The 5 Nike, speed 240 knots.
Speed 240 knots.
We're on live weather. Not sure if he is.
And the station calling in, say call sign only.
Lufthansa 22 Charlie.
Lufthansa 22 Zulu Charlie, München radar identified low. Descent flight level 100, you're cleared, Rockhill 08 transition.
Forget the transition and flight story. Lufthansa 22 Charlie.
Lufthansa 22 Zulu Charlie cleared Rockhill 08 transition, descent flight level 100.
Cleared the Rockhill 08 transition, and what was
The 22 Zulu Charlie, descent flight level 100.
Descent flight level 100. Sorry, I've got an awful memory today. 22 Zulu Charlie.
No worries. Lufthansa 4243, climb unrestricted, flight level 190.
Climb unrestricted, level 190, Lufthansa 4243.
Lufthansa 5 Mike.
Just then climb up blue,
heading,
190.
6,000 feet at 2,500 feet per minute or greater.
Western heading, 6,000 feet and 2,500 or greater, Lufthansa 5 Mike.
5 Mike, correct, QNH 1021.
QNH 1021, Lufthansa 5 Mike.
Lufthansa 224, climb unrestricted, flight level 190.
Climb unrestricted, flight level 190, Lufthansa 224.
Lufthansa 4243, contact radar 134, decimal 150, ciao.
34150, tschüss, die Lufthansa 4243, ciao.
KLM 2064, descent 5,000 feet, speed 220 knots or greater. KLM 2064, descend 5,000 feet, 220 knots or greater.
Descending 5,000 feet and speed 220 or greater, KLM 220.
Well, took up both 2411, thank you, have a nice evening. EV55 Tango, turn right heading 140.
Turn right 140, EZ55 Tango.
Green team 180, descend for level 200.
Level 180.
So he's got CPC above level 315.
Green team 180, descend for level 200.
Level 200, Green team 180.
Ryanair 324 Bravo, München Radar Servos, identify, climb for level 200, disregard 250.
250.
Hey Tavers, how you doing?
München Radar, wunderschönen guten Abend. Level 340, inbound, north.
Leipziger 65, München Radar Servos, identified.
München Abend, Lufthansa 4243, 155, climbing 190.
Lufthansa 4243, München Radar Servos, identify, climb for level 290.
Climb level 290, Lufthansa 4243.
München Radar, good evening, French Baguette 12 Papa, passing flight level 100.
Oh, French Baguette.
What's real 12 Papa, München Radar Servos, identify, climb for level 200.
Flight level 200, French Baguette 12 Papa.
EZ55 Tango, proceed direct to Ilzi.
Direct to EZ55 Tango.
München Radar, Lufthansa 224 is with you at flight level 120, climbing to flight level 190.
Lufthansa 224, München Radar Servos identified and also with you, climb for level 300.
Climb flight level 300, Lufthansa 224.
EZ55 Tango, contact Wien, radar 129 decimal, disregard 128 decimal 975.
With you, I'm also with you.
975, thank you for the HT, bye-bye,
I love that. GG.
München Radar, good evening, the German Air Force 5 Mike Foxtrot, flight level 280, descending flight level 250 to reach at Wesup, inbound Wesup.
German Air Force 5 Mike Foxtrot, München Radar Servos identified, descend for level 170.
There we are.
Descending flight level 170, German Air Force 5 Mike Foxtrot.
Exit 111 for sequencing, turn right heading 170, maintain speed 260, not so less.
Mark. Oh god. Seatbelts off. My co-pilot is alive. So...
Ryanair 17 Tango, contact Langen, radar 125 decimal 2.
1252 for Ryanair 17 Tango, thank you.
November Alpha Golf, contact München, arrival 18 decimal 025.
18025, November Alpha Golf.
That was a heading of 170, please.
So 701, good evening, inbound road up at flight level 300, expect flight level 340.
Terra Flight 701, München Radar Servos, identify, climb for level 340.
Time to flight level 340, 2701.
Ryanair 324 Bravo, climb for level 370.
UF to crew, well, mine
can we have 350
replies on takeoff at least, Speech Bonanza.
324 Bravo, stop climb for level 350.
I'm not sure about climb or descent stuff.
Thank you, 350, Ryanair 324 Bravo.
EZ4 Tango Golf, contact Swiss, correction, Wien radar 123 decimal 725.
123, 725, Tango Golf, good night.
Confirm 123 decimal 725.
Confirm 123, 725, EZ4 Tango Golf, good night.
Ryanair 324 Bravo, contact Praha radar 118 decimal 375.
18375 and a 32 foot tower. Bye bye.
Munich at Addons, go is 8761 inbound Munich.
Skyway 8761 München radar servos identified, climb flight level 180.
I'm on the 8761.
Green Team 180, descent flight level 130, 2500 feet per minute or greater.
All the speed restrictions if you wanted to.
Say again?
Advise speed
Oh,
all the
yeah,
time for us if you
on
wanted to.
YouTube, if you do me the
Green
favor,
190, descent
hit
flight
the
level
like button, that
130,
really helps.
2500 feet per minute or greater.
Alright, 2,500 feet per minute or greater, and down at 130
Thanks so
for
much.
GT1.
Yeah, Bob, thanks for reminding.
Exit
I keep
111, descent
forgetting
flight level
that.
130. Lufthansa 4243, contact München, radar 133.575, bye bye.
33575. Dankeschön, tschüss, die Lufthansa 4243.
Lufthansa 224, monitor Unicom 122.8, tschüss.
122.8, Lufthansa 224.
Außer 3 Tango Charlie, contact München, radar 133.575.
123.575, servus,
Ja,
3 Tango Charlie.
33575.
Qatar, good evening, Lufthansa 655, flight level 360, we have a director to...
Guten Abend, München, Lufthansa 4243, 250, climbing 290.
Lufthansa 4243, München radar, good evening, identified. Climb flight level 320.
Vielen Dank, climb level 320, Lufthansa 4243. Actually shows a call sign that's not so difficult to get your head around. It doesn't matter what I choose, it's always something.
Austrian 3 Tango Charlie, München radar, good evening, identified.
I know his voice. He's got very nice kind of a voice that sticks to your head. Kind of relaxed, you know, happy, and perfect for that. Let me just check the.
Lufthansa 2 Yankee Mike, now heading to 50.
No service, no CPLC, alright, so there we go. I don't see CPLC at the moment for this controller, MCK. Let me check. I mean,
Very good evening, Logan 707 inbound.
I guess you're looking at a general frequency, correct?
Logan 707 with radar, good evening, identified.
Yeah, Avenger, that's true. Oh, that in Germany. It depends, MCK. There are sectors that will accept you, yeah, anything above 240 or 245, and then there's other sectors that, you know, that will not accept you below level 300. It depends. I always try. You know, I don't remember exactly which sectors have which limit, and then I just log on. And if the controller accepts us, he will, you know, go through. Otherwise, it'll say next sector such and such. And then once we pass his, you know, his flight level where he's allowed to do CPLC, then he'll activate that. Roy, yes, it's still working with Hoppy. Now let me start the FSI panels for the landing rate later on. So we'll go with Bremen, select the airport, it's going to be 09 for landing, and then once we get within 200 miles we can do the landing monitor. The only ones that are really, really strict MCK regarding CPDLC is Maastricht. They will tell you off if you don't log on. Now, prior, I don't know any sectors that require you to log on 10 minutes prior to entering their sector. Because the only kind of regions that require you to call in 10 minutes ahead is like Nicosia, for example, or not Nicosia. So Elchan, for example, going north through Turkey, and then yeah, it is in Nicosia, I think. And then or Cairo, for example, they normally require you to get. Oh, okay. So MCK, same thing, really. So you can do that. The controller, will not accept it. So it's kind of stored. So you'll see next sector, Echo Golf Tango Tango, but nothing happens. Yeah, you can do that. But I don't remember anything with a requirement to do so 10 minutes prior. But maybe I've missed something in one of those millions of en route infos or airport infos, whatever. Yeah, so the ABEAM position. All right, so if you look at your flight plan right now, so what you want to do is find a fix. Let's take a VOR, for example. Well, there's nothing nearby. NDBs, nothing now. Let's have a fix nearby. There we go. So, let's say you've been told to call in ABEAM DIMSU, all right? So as a reminder, you go fix info DIMSU, put that in there, and then if you press the ABEAM prompt, it'll draw a line perpendicular, a dashed line perpendicular to your flight plan track to that waypoint. See? Or let's say you want to do a fuel check. So you got a shortcut somewhere. You forgot to press ABEAM points in the flight plan editor, and then yeah, you kind of want to do a fuel check there. So the ABEAM position will give you a nice kind of info on where you got to cross ABEAM DIMSO here. That's how you use it. Radio. Let's have a look at the weather in Bremen. And we have ATIS available. GG. Thank you much, Yoda. Well, what do you expect? Right, there we go. We got the information hotel. IFR, clear, blah, blah, blah. Bremen radar, blah, blah. Expect Alice Zulu, runway 09, runway 09, transition level 60, 050 at 6, 5,000 meters, a bit misty. Broken 400, so nice low ceiling. I love that. Love that weather. Kind of nice challenge approach. I tell you what we'll do. We are feeling really fit today. And so we're going to do a raw data approach for practice. Cat 1 conditions. How about that? That's interesting, MCK. Does it say mandatory? Because that would be interesting to find out. Let's do RatNav, Bravo, Mike, November. let's get a...
Lufthansa 2 Yankee Mike, descent altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1023.
5,000 feet, QNH 1023, Lufthansa 2 Yankee Mike.
Approach, so we'll do... Nope, not this one. Oh, it's the first one. So, Zulu 09.
Lufthansa 2 Yankee Mike, ILS frequency runway 10, 109.55.
109.55.
20 will take Hotel India Golf. Has a beacon.
Easy 498, no further ATC, monitor Unicom 1.
Hey, Lillifjord.
Can new subscribers please make their way
Thank
to
you
the
so
first
much.
class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight infotainment will be served.
Yeah, right,
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So, Lillifjord, thank you for the 2 months.
4243, no further ATC, monitor Unicom 122.8. Have a good flight to Bremen.
Ja, vielen Dank. Freuen uns drauf. 122.8, einen schönen Abend, die Lufthansa 4243.
Ciao.
So, Lillifjord, that's a Twitch Prime. That's really kind. Thank you for Twitch Prime on my channel. Let's do a quick fuel check here. It is a Libu. We've got 22 minutes at 3.1. Yeah, so 1 minute longer than required, and we should have had 3.1, and we've got 3.2. So that's good value. Fantastic. So we're right on the money. Love it. Alrighty, let's go with the setup here in the MCDU. And we did say we had... Okay, interesting, MCK. Yeah, thanks for that. I will have a look. We've got 6-0 and 50 at 6. And then we've got 5 and QH 1027. We'll do a config full landing, auto brake probably, well, it's a dry runway, so probably low would be enough, but we'll check. Hey Farid, how are you doing? Greetings to Indonesia, how's everything down under there? Hope you're well. .09, we'll take brake action good, just in case. And landing weight has 60.8, so let's say 60.5 for landing. That's close enough, so 60.5. And we'll use auto thrust off, auto brake low. Well, low is going to be... we know that medium is probably a bit too strong, but we're going to be on the safe side, so we'll take... medium auto brake. So factored is about 1600 meters, and then we'll turn off left this time. Well, MCK, the problem is more the fact that you may read through it at some point, but you don't read through it every time. And so, yeah, you're going to miss something from time to time. I think personally, the bigger issue will be, for example, when it says clearly that, for example, you're flying, into the London airspace, and it doesn't matter if you fly to London, Stansted, London Heathrow, Birmingham, Manchester, they expect you to call in and then name the arrival that you've planned for your destination airport. And I still hear many pilots call in without giving that info, and then the controller has to look up the expected arrival and tell the pilot, you're flying that arrival, which they probably know anyways. But so it's these kind of things I think are important. If there's anything else with mandatory stuff, it's not nice if you miss those kind of infos. But if it's not mandatory, people tend to miss it. Yeah, and again, it's all. You see, this is the thing, and this is something I've tried to point out at some point. Is I can go and pick up a manual, right? I'll pick up, let's say, Switzerland country regulations, and I'll look at the lost comm, for example, right? Lost communication section, and I find something there, and then I'll say, oh, to a pilot, I say, hey, did you know, in this case, and then the pilot's 99.9% will say, oh no, I didn't know that, and oh yeah, well, you should have known that. Well, yeah, but we have to read through hundreds. Well, that's overdone. Let's say we have like 10 manuals, or in total, including company regulations, aircraft, FCOM, the flight training manual, the area infos, the airport infos, NOTAMs, whatever. There's just so much stuff that pilots have to go through. And if you are a person that claims to know everything and never miss anything, then you're the biggest liar on earth. So everyone is doing their best, trying to be as knowledgeable as possible, but it's just impossible to know everything, and you will miss some stuff from time to time. And again, I don't think it's fair to pick out something specific and then call out on someone pretty much knowing ahead of time that they will probably not know that. So well, that's the thing. So MCK, I have obviously a strong motivation. Whenever I go somewhere where there are non-standard operations, so anything that is telling me, something maybe very country specific, be it because of a certain country, let's say Lebanon or Israel, whatever. Man, I dig through the manuals, I dig through the infos, I dig through the NOTAMs, just to to make sure I don't miss anything, because that will have certain consequences. So yeah, definitely that's but apart from that, like I said, people are trying their best. Yeah, MCK, yeah, just like that example, right? But no doubt, I'm not going to say that, or I'm not going to claim that I'm perfect in any way. And, I try to battle complacency as much as I can, but I will never ever, claim that I've never been complacent at some point in my life. But I've always pulled up, or let's say I've kind of realized at some point, and thought, well, I've got to sit down and read that again. And, I have a feeling my knowledge in that topic, in that area, has gotten worse. So It's a battle that pilots go through in their life time and time over again. So actually, that's one way. Yeah, air law is definitely very annoying. Yeah. But it's important, right? So one thing I say is quite good is to actually change the aircraft type, right? So especially if you go short range, long range. I know already when I transition to the 747, the amount of stuff I have to reread again and relearn again. You know, all these North Atlantic procedures, South Atlantic procedures, USA procedures, Asia procedures, and so on. And a lot of things have changed since 1999 when I left, 2007 when I left the 747, right? I'm aware of that. It's going to be so much work. But yeah, but I'm also looking forward to it. It just means that after I've done all of that, you know, that studying, and I've done my checks, I know that I am, again, on a much better level, knowledge level. Yeah, exactly. So an MCK quite often, unless you're doing a check ride or something, no one really will, you know, will point your nose at, you know, what you're missing or where you've got some deficiencies, right? That's the mean thing about, you know, about kind of missing an info or having, you know, lost some knowledge somewhere. You won't notice until something reminds you that you've actually lost it. Voyager, no. We're not going to do 747 streams only, no. I enjoy so many different aircraft types, so... let's get the brightness down a bit. There we go. Love that. Perfect. Cool. We are probably not going to have any control in Bremen. It's a bit too late now, I guess. So we are going to fly the arrival as briefed. So we'll come down to Weret, and then we'll have the transition. So Delta Whiskey 400, Pixur. Just going to fly this transition, maybe shortcut a little bit at some point. And then we're going to go on to the ILS. The minimum is set, missed approach, straight ahead. Right, we'll do a briefing anyways in a minute. So that's all set. We've got the entries in the MCDU done. And I'll do one more thing here for the landing. So the weather is marginal, dry runway, threats, let's say weather, ILS approach, transition, level is 60, decision AGL 200, descent altitude 220, autoland no, and the elevation is set, and the descent point is, where is the descent? There we go, at 30 miles. Are you ready for the approach brief? Go ahead. So we're expecting the Weret transition 09, sector altitude around Bremen is fairly flat, 2,100 feet. So that elevation there, that's our wind turbines next to our village. So about 500 feet obstacles there. What else do we have? The minimum is 220 feet baro, and the missed approach goes straight ahead to the Hotel in the Gulf beacon, right turn back to the VR, climb 3,000 feet, and the stop margin is round about... yeah, 500 meters, well, 400 meters. And we'll turn off left, taxi in. I don't see any hotspots. So we're going to taxi in Foxtrot Charlie and then to the stand. We'll do a but we do an ILS approach, however, we'll do it raw data. So raw data, ILS approach, and yeah, there's nothing non-normal. Threats, low ceiling. It's going to be a challenge doing that. Now we know that I've seen the glide slope indication doesn't exactly coincide with the party lights, unfortunately. So when we break out, should it be at 400 feet, then there's going to be some misalignment with the party lights. No, we don't have leaps yet, Lilo. Yeah, exactly. So probably I will never fly them. Any questions?
No questions.
Thank you. All right, 20 minutes to go. TCAS is below already. Nice try, Yoda, but no. KLM sold their jumbo jets, so no go. But I mean, they had 777s, I know, but still no. Flynn, hi. What happens if you burn less fuel than planned and are over max landing weight at arrival? Well, that's a case which means you're going to have to burn off the fuel, unless you have an emergency. The issue being that if you do a overweight landing, you need to inform maintenance, and then depending on how much overweight and what the G load was on landing, Yoda knows more about that than I do. They have to do a overlanding weight or overlanding weight check, so that takes some time. And if the airport where you were at doesn't have maintenance for you, well, then the aircraft is grounded. So what can you do? Now, obviously, first thing to do is make sure that you monitor your fuel situation. All right, you are aware of the fact that you are close to max landing weight. You monitor that, and if you anticipate any shortcuts, then yeah, make sure that you descend maybe a little bit earlier, you fly faster, and then once you're in the pattern, you can extend the flaps and the landing gear earlier, which will burn a lot more fuel. Yeah, so depending on how much overweight you are, you've got to make early adjustments. That's the thing. The problem also is, if you land overweight, it's something you have to report to the authorities. And then, they'll investigate. Yeah, so... Hey, Mr. Simfly, you're doing an A320 type rating. Nice. GG. All the best for that. Any tips of flight raw data LS? As always, Mr. Simfly, it is your scan. You have to practice your scan and know which pointers, which indicators are the ones you need. Another thing that's really important is pitch and power. You need to know your pitch and power values. All right, and if you are on path, then actually getting your standard values set, or the values you require for the approach, if you know that, once you have any deviation, you smoothly adjust, and then once these deviations are corrected, you go back to your standard settings. And by doing so, everything becomes a lot more stable. Right? The corner you don't want to get into is you know, large deviations that require large corrections, especially closer to the runway where the indications get more and more sensitive. Yeah, okay, there we go. So, Brennelt, no, not here in the FENIX at the moment, because the fuel values are, you know, they're working on their own engine model at FENIX right now, but obviously right now, no, you can't use. But what I'm saying is that once you are, well, have a look. Once we do the approach, I'll show you what I mean. Because you're going to have some certain N1 values for the conditions that you have, right? And then you try to achieve those, get stable, and then look at the values and try to remember them. Yes, Christian, you can do that as well. You can ask for lower flight levels, you know, ask to fly faster. Like I said, it's just a lot of different things. So regarding your standard values, obviously when you fly different types, so, you know, let's say A319, 320, 321, COs, NEOs, IAE, at all different weight regimes, obviously it's impossible to remember all of those different exact values, but there's going to be some, you know, some values on average, and those are the ones that you need initially, and then from there you adjust to the ones you actually require on that day. And I'm just seeing, for example, that we've got some tailwind probably, or maybe some little tailwind on final. That obviously will have an influence on the power setting, because the ground speed is going to be higher. You're going to have to do more vertical descent rate, so probably going to have a lower pitch, lower power settings. Yeah, so Mr. Simfly, and I can tell you that obviously try to get established early. That's also a key. Because even a very experienced pilot like myself, if I start getting out of balance, let's say below 1,000 feet, where the indications are fairly sensitive, then for me that's also hard to recapture. Right? So the key is an early good stabilization, and then just remember those values, and whenever you feel deviation, smooth corrections, but early corrections. Don't wait too long until the, you know, deviations get too big. But don't overdo it, right? Don't be all the time correcting, and you know, then it starts becoming hectic, and that's not what you like. Visual live control, yeah. Rightio, let's do progress. Echo Delta Delta Whiskey 09. Put that in there. 25 miles. Well, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go. If it says on path, but how many miles do we have? Just feels really high. 65 miles. Are you kidding me? That's 30. 35. 45 shortest. Yeah, let's go descend here. Right. There we go. So thrust idle up descent 100. No, you're right, I'm not. There's no control here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shortcut myself from what's a beam? A booty. So a beam, a booty, we have, well, let's do 411, 455. Yeah. Oops. Actually, let's do that. Let's build that. Cool. No, disregard. There Let's get rid of that. Clear that out. And then actually... Oh, for crying out loud. What happened now? Delta Fox 411. What? Oh, Delta Fox. No! Delta Whiskey. Oh my god. GG. Blimey. There we go. Oof. Right, 220 knots negative. Let's go select it to 50. I know, I've been doing too much Frankfurt, not enough Bremen. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. Any tips for 2D NP approaches? Right. Now, if you're allowed to use flight path angle, do that. Flight path angle is your friend. And then you don't need to, you know, calculate everything in your head regarding descent rate. Remember to descend about 0.3 miles ahead of your... Well, actually, select the mode. So pre-dialed everything prior to your final descent point. And then 0.3 miles prior, already pull on the FPA vertical speed knob there. So that by the time the autoflight reacts, you're actually over the final approach point, and then you're already in, you know, starting to descend. If you wait until your final descent point and then pull on the vertical speed knob, it's too late. You're already going to be like 200 feet too high by the time the aircraft settles down in a stable descent. And if you fly flight path angle, remember, if you have 100 feet deviation, for example, changing that, let's say it's a 3-degree profile, and you are, let's say, 100 feet too high, putting that to minus 3.2 or 3.3 doesn't really help. Right? That's only 10%. Right? That's not going to do much. So if you want to correct, at least 0.5 degrees difference. Hey, Squawkbot, even, how you doing? Or Evan, not I keep saying even. Evan, how you doing? Sorry. Yeah, I know. All right, we're going to go 5,000 on the QNH 1027. And one thing again, be careful. So SimFly, be careful not to configure just prior to the final descent point. So let's say you config 1, and just prior to your descent point, you go config 2, and the aircraft starts ballooning, and then you start your or you want to start your descent. It just doesn't work. So go flaps 2. Let's say a mile before final descent point. Yeah. Yeah, for example, MCK, right? So these are the errors I see people do when they have a deviation and they're using flight path angle. They're just not being aggressive enough to recapture that that path. Yeah, and again, one thing I would look at also is your track route, a track diamond, or the the track diamond, the green one. That also really helps to understand where the aircraft is drifting to. Yeah, 3,000 feet. Yeah, we'll pull the speed brakes here. Just help a bit. Alrighty. Oh, come on. Don't touch my flap lever, for crying out loud. That first officer. You've got to be kidding me. Seriously. Yeah, exactly. Tech lock. And the thing is, you can't hide that. It's all recorded. Set QNH. Approach checklist.
Baro ref.
QNH 1027. Set and checked.
1027 set. Seatbelts.
On.
Minimum.
Baro 220 feet. Set. Set and checked.
Auto brake.
Medium. Set. Medium set. Set and checked.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Approach checklist completed.
Thank you. Right, let's load out. Actually, let's go speed managed here. Approach phase is active now. We're going to go direct to Djibouti. Let's start the approach. India Bravo Romeo Echo is identified. And we're descending 3,000 feet. Seriously? Do you find that funny? I swear to God, the microphone wasn't even active. He couldn't have recorded any of my commands there. Lord, he just put on the wipers. It's at the moment DX11 wings are connected. Reason being is that DX12 gives me some scenery issues. What happened to my landing lights? Speed, vertical speed, 3000, up blue, all set. Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Okie dokie, flight directors off, bird on. Manual flight. Manual thrust. Here's the localizer. So, here for example, what I do, I try to get onto the localizer. Flaps 2.
Speed checked. Flaps 2.
And then once I'm on the localizer, I try to get that drift diamond. And now I can look at the flight path angle, for example, and make sure I get that to 3 degrees. All right. And then I try to simply stabilize these indications, right? Missed approach is 3000 set. And so now what I do, at the moment, I can see I'm using about 2.5 degree, maybe 3 degree pitch, and about 40%, 39% power to maintain the speed. Now that will change, obviously, once I extend the landing gear and the flaps to final configuration, obviously. Then I need to have a different power setting and a different pitch setting.
2,500.
It's checked.
Radar altimeter alive.
Gear down.
Gear down. Cabin crew, be seated for landing.
Flaps 3.
Speed checked. Flaps 3.
Flaps 4.
Speed checked. Flaps 4.
Now I don't pull the thrust levers to idle. again, that will cause a lot more upset. You know, going idle and then having then set full power again, or not full power, but let's say, you know, you target power. So let's check the 3 degrees down. I'm just checking the localizer again. Wind has shifted a bit. And yeah, again, I'm trying to get a nice 3-degree descent going. Trying to regain the glide slope. Small corrections. And again, I'm trying to not chase these values. I'm just going to try to slowly get back to them. All right. So now I look again at the values, and then once I have that, I check the ground speed. So I know I need about 700 to 750 feet per minute descent rate. I'm going to aim for that now. 3 degree down. Set the power. So now I'm at a nice and stable descent. 3 degrees down, about 800 feet per minute rate of descent. Pitch is about 2 degrees. And I've got 49%. So maybe I need a bit more, 2.5 degrees, a bit more power. Here comes the localizer, just checking that again. But again, I'm aware, 1,000 feet, the indications now become a lot more sensitive.
1,000.
Checked. Landing checklist.
ECAM memo.
1,000.
Landing no blue.
Landing checklist completed.
1,000 is checked. So you can see, always checking the track pointer there. Check the wind. Speed looks good. Pitch looks good. 3 degrees to recapture the glide slope. So now you can see that indication becomes a lot more sensitive. Now don't chase it too aggressively. Just, you know, small corrections. That will do nicely here. 2.5 degrees. Power is about 53%. There we go. Continues on the scan. Coming to the glide slope. Again, 2.5 degrees. Oh, careful with the heading there. So now I can see I need a bit more correction. And there you go. Right, 2 red, 2 white on the glide slope there. Correct.
400.
And here we go. Oh yes, sorry. That's the joystick. Oh, and landing rate monitor. No! Why is that not working?
Now that's how pros do
100
it.
above.
Right.
100 above.
So unfortunately I can't start the landing rate monitor. It wouldn't do it.
200.
I guess I would have
Minimums.
had to
Minimum.
continue. Restart everything.
100.
I'm going to go with the Parpies now. The glide slope seems to be a bit off again.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Oh,
Spoilers.
There we go.
No reverse, engine 1 and engine 2.
No,
Decel.
Now we've got reverse. Thank you much. Right, manual brakes.
70 knots.
Gonna take this one. Auto brake is off. Can't be.
Yeah, right.
What side stick is that? It's actually a Warthog Thrustmaster. And it's a it's a FlightSim Project stick, and the FlightSim Project's a rubber sleeve for that stick. No. After landing checklist.
On behalf of the captain
Radar and
the
predictive
entire crew,
wind shear
we'd like
system.
to welcome you to our destination.
Off.
After
For your
landing
safety,
checklist completed.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened, leaving all items of hand luggage safely stowed until the seatbelt signs have
Thank you,
been
Mr.
switched
Simfly.
off.
And again, you know, don't get hung up or don't get worked up about this. It requires practice.
The requested position is already assigned to another aircraft.
So, you know, practice makes perfect. So keep practicing and, you know, don't worry too much.
If you require assistance when you leave the aircraft, please contact a member of our ground staff. If If you're connecting to another flight today...
Hey Arthur Biko, how was your weekend? And Arthur Biko, how cool was that, right? Germany against Spain. 1-1. How about that? What is out of this? Look at that.
We strongly recommend that you go straight to your
rigged.
For those of you who do not have a boarding card, please go directly to the flight connections desk. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the entire airline, thank you very much for choosing to fly with us today, and we hope to see you again in the near future.
There's number 3. And as promised, we'll have a quick scenery look, and I hope, Reynolds, it's okay. If not, Reynolds, just let me know. Then it's fine. If you say it's too late, I fully understand. It's okay, fantastic. All right, and we'll hurry up. Any specials today, Brenold, regarding scenery or anything I need to remember to do? Oh, sure, Mr. Simfly. Please, yes, by all means, do. If there's anything I can do to help. Come on. There we go. All right, let's see if that...
Good night, Black Box.
...is correct now. Lilo, take care once again. Thank you so much. Good night to you. There we go. There's the APU power. 1, 2. Beautiful. There's the gate. Fantastic. The jetway. Madam, also the... Well, madam, the engines are off. Not sure what you are afraid of. Parking checklist.
Parking brake or chocks.
Parking brake set. Set and checked. Set.
Engines.
Off.
Wing lights.
Off.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Parking checklist completed.
I have no idea, MCK. I honestly don't know what's going on there. Alrighty, so let's have a look at the airport. And I can tell you that this is an airport that I've spent a lot of time in. This is actually a coffee shop where I literally every time I get a cappuccino before I fly. That's the security area. There's a duty-free. Yeah, so they have modeled that. Yeah, there's another seating area there. Very interesting indeed. KLM lounge? Where's the KLM lounge? I don't know. I've not seen a KLM lounge. Right, outside. This is the thing. Oh, hang on. There's another lounge area here. And there's a cafe there. That's correct as well. You can't fly the Kodiak? It's broken? What you mean? What's broken with it? Oh yeah, that's also very nice. So that's some night lighting, so not bad. Not bad indeed. Let's go daytime. Let's go clear skies. So that's Polars. Yeah, Nico, hey, how you doing? Yeah, night lighting is nice. So that's nice. And then you got the Atlas Air over here, or Atlas Air Service, General Aviation Apron.
Good night, Black Box.
Thank you much, MCK. Take care. Stay safe. And one thing I want to look at, so one thing I've noticed, guys, why BMW, oh no, look at that. They've got the tram. I love that. That is actually really cool. really nice. So normally that is where my wife drops me off at the airport. And pickup is here. This is where I normally get picked up when I come back from Frankfurt. So yeah, there we go. And I live somewhere. Can't see it. I live somewhere in this direction. Yeah, I mean, again, I would have to do a direct one-to-one comparison. And here's the Airbus factory side. That big castle. Lol. Yeah. My house is not a castle. It's got everything it needs. No, I'm not a training instructor, no. I've been asked, well, twice or 3 times to do it, but that would have meant I would have had to move to Frankfurt, which I can't do. This is FSDG. Now, be aware that so FSDG scenery's just come out yesterday, I think, for Bremen. Be aware that there already is existing add-on, and that is from BMW. Beluga's missing. Yeah. So there we go. All right, guys, I need to go and hop onto the 3rd flight. Brenold is waiting. If you want to join, please feel free to do so. We're doing a 1 engine out tour Norway, VFR or IFR, depends, but it's a beautiful
good night, black box
tour, and we'll see what aircraft we're going to take today. Any twerking for the flight today? No. Raw data single English? What do you mean by that? Single English? Is that typo? I think so. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support, guys. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Either on... hang on, what's the schedule? Either on Friday... Oh, hang on. I think I typed Thursday, which is wrong. Sorry, Friday, not Thursday. Blimey. Friday. No, Friday, 26th. Hang on, no, that's wrong. What's... Huh? Didn't I update the... Right, forget that. So, next stream is Friday, 2nd of December. Bob, thank you much. Good night to you. Oh, single engine. Yeah, we can try. Although I have to say, here in the FENIX, single engine is a bit bugged, in the sense that the performance values are not very good. So I'm not sure if that makes sense. Alright, guys. Take care, and I'll see you again. My moderators, thank you so much for all the help. Take care, guys. And I'll see you soon. Good night.